Hello, welcome to the Chatting with Dr. Stevel show. I'm your host, Dr. Fingers Stevel, and today's guests are the creators of a 1920s noir mobster story about an Irish hitman haunted by the spirit of a banshee. Welcome to the show, Todd Sullivan and Malcolm, or Mike, as you want to say with two eyes, Derek's.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, I wore my gangster outfit for you guys. Is that cool?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Love the bar.
Yeah, doesn't that bar look like that scene in the second issue of Tommy Gun Banshee where his origin story happens?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. I'm waiting for you to come flying across the room.
I was wondering why
man.
it was so familiar. So
Yeah.
Right? Now, let me see if I can find it here in the comic book. Okay. Almost there. It's kind of there. Not the best shot.
Did I ever send you an original of it? Any original page with you in it?
No, he didn't. I was going to ask you about that, see if I can purchase it from you. Because
for sure.
The things you did for me is like fantastic.
Oh, great. I had fun putting you in there. That was great. I had fun doing it for everybody, just trying to get their personality in. Malcolm did a great job and like asking them, okay, we want your height. What are your, your likes, your hobbies, that sort of thing. Because we had some people saying, okay, well, this is what I look like, but I don't want you to show this. Or, one person, it was difficult. She had a tattoo and I was trying to show it, but it's so small at times, but
right now, for anyone that's watching, if we have anyone, we got 3, yay, and I got a thumbs up. What we're talking about here is Todd and Mike launched a Kickstarter for Tommy Gun Banshee, and part of the rewards was if you want to pay extra, you could be part of the most wanted, get a really cool poster. That was nice writing, by the way, of me. I like speakeasies and stuff. Yeah. And then you get your character get punched or beaten up or killed by Nicky, the lead mobster. And I was looking forward to mine because mostly whenever I do these things, I just get, there's a panel of Steve getting punched. Like in 2012, I put myself in for that perk for the Captain animated series that came out.
Oh yeah,
that was the first person that was that you saw on screen, right? Because like he's talking, he's knocked out, he sees it, and then you see this bald guy with a goatee, which I had at the time, in a suit, kind of like this. So it was like, yeah, this was me, looking mean. And then it was the punch to the face and went down. But unlike what we learned at Sheridan, I was expecting the animation to be 24 frames per second, but It was almost like it was from overseas where it's like they like move the character there.
Oh god, yeah.
The story was really good though, no problem, but it was just like I was expecting the animation that we kind of learned.
Yeah.
When we were like making that whole sequence with all the Kickstarter backers, we wanted to do something like special. We didn't just want it to be kind of thrown in there. So Todd spent a lot of time trying to make sure that the action scenes were like dynamic, and we wanted to have people not just like Todd mentioned a few times. He was like, I don't just want like one panel and there's a guy in the background. Like he was like they paid something, so we want to make it special. So we tried to do that the best we could. And
I think we tried to get each person in at least 3 panels.
Yeah. Wow. And Todd, even you made the whole action sequence even longer because you were just like, we gotta pull it out. We gotta have this like big knockdown bar fight sequence happening. So
yeah, we added like 4 pages just to fit everyone in, just to get action for them.
We were like, oh no, we have like so much to do, but it ended up working out great. And there it is right there, right? So
this is I only took part of the panel. I don't want to give everybody, the story on if Tommy if he gets the best of me or not, if Nicky does. But this is how it starts. I come flying across, I grab the guy, and then he got this awesome shot of me. Like, there's no way he's gonna win. But
yeah, no, what's cool is the guy that the big guy's landing on with the blue fedora. That's Mike's dad. So
yeah. He backed it too, so he's in there too.
Yeah.
And it was cool because all your drawings, they kind of had like a movie sequence, and they made sense. Like when you push this guy on top of that girl, right near the end, after Nikki's done. I mean, she's stuck there pinned underneath the guy. It was like one of the funniest scenes I've seen.
Thanks. Yeah, it was fun to do. Yeah, I wish I had laid it out better originally, because sometimes I was thinking about the action, but I was forgetting about the background. And it's like, then as I was going through it, it's like, oh wait, this isn't matching with page 10 back there. So I was going back and forth, and but we definitely learned a lot on it. It was one of those, if anything could go wrong, it did go wrong.
Yeah.
But like, for instance, we had close to 20 people in the comic. There should have been 3.
Yeah, we
had a typo on the Kickstarter, but we didn't notice till after we launched, and that was people that got the wanted poster. It accidentally said that they had a cameo as well.
Yes,
but it's like, oh shoot, but we couldn't change it because it had launched. So I was like,
yeah.
Okay.
So we just decided to stick with it and go all in. And then it worked out in the end. It took a while, but we ended up getting it done. So
a year late, but it was. I hope people liked it. We had a number of people send us emails and that saying that they loved it, and to let them know if we're doing another Kickstarter. But if
we have a guy right here, Nasty Shroke. They said this is awesome.
Oh, yeah. Very cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nancy.
Anyone else here watching? Just like type in, type in something so we can know that you're there. There's 4 people on my Stevel page. If you guys want to if you guys want to type something so I could see it, go to the Chatting with Dr. Stevel page. For some reason, this program doesn't let you post on profiles. It's really weird.
Oh, wow.
Okay, we've got someone here. Steve Lalibert. We want issue 3.
Well, we were talking about issue 3 just this week because of I'd written up kind of like a summary of like what's going to happen, and Todd was like chomping. He wanted to see it right away, and then I sent it off, and we're in the process of doing like sketches and starting it off. So issue 3 is coming.
Yeah. And I'm excited about it. I just read the synopsis last night. It's like, oh, this is so cool. I'm thinking, my brain won't let me sleep at night. I don't know how Malcolm gets anything. At all. But Steve here, he's probably our #1 fan. If not, then he's tied for #1, because he got on my case when it's like, when's it coming? I'm like, oh, try it. And it's like, it was anxiety causing, but it was like, I'm so glad he's on me,
Yeah. I'm so glad that he enjoyed it.
Was Steve the artist with the dagger knives?
No, that was Werner. That was Werner.
Okay.
Werner, yeah.
Yeah, Werner's got the beard now. Steve gets the he's the one putting the glass up to the door, and then the door gets kicked in. So he gets one of the worst
injuries and the whole bit. Where is he there?
Yeah, that's Steve there.
There he is. Yeah.
Right.
Oh wow. Geez, you got it worse than I did, my friend. Wow.
Yeah, and I just recently did a commission for him, which I wish I had kept a copy of it, but
I saw the commission on your page. It's amazing.
Yeah, that was Steve. That was Steve having a beer.
Speaking of commissions, your book that you sent, fantastic. A blank cover on the end, which is brilliant. I'm going to commission you for this after this is done, so we can talk about that.
Oh, definitely.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And of course, I'll also not only the commission, but pay for the shipping as well, just to.
Yeah.
I'm a Tommy Gun Banshee. Sorry, it's my closest thing I got to a machine gun. It's my fart gun when I do grow from Despicable Me.
Yeah, I used to have a toy machine gun. It was a toy Tommy gun. It was black when I was a kid. It was all black. When you pulled the trigger, it made the noise. Wish I still had that sucker now, but
I wish they still made stuff like that. As a kid, I would have loved that, but all the like BB guns and stuff are like see-through now, and they're all like fancy stuff. But
oh, I know. Well, in the States, you can get replicas.
Yeah,
but you can't, they won't allow them across the border. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, come on.
But if you think like a bad guy like me, it's like, you know, all these toy replicas, they got red on the end.
Yeah.
You can take a real weapon and put red on the end. I'm just saying.
Yeah, really. Yeah. I've got to try and figure it out. I was thinking, geez, maybe if I go down there, I should buy one, just mail it in parts. You know?
You're going to get charged with a felony or something, and I'm going to be out of an artist.
Yeah, you know.
I've done a couple shows in Orlando, right, where I had to bring my fart gun, and of course it's got the big thing on the end, but still paranoid when I put it in my check-in, right? Because like,
yeah,
they're obviously, so it's not real, it's plastic, you can see right through it, but you know, I still get paranoid.
Stormtroopers, though.
Yeah, you heard about that in Alberta?
I was thinking, you'd think once she dropped it and it did that plastic clatter, it would kind of be obvious, right?
or you would think that it's a stormtrooper, and you know,
there's Star Wars music blaring everywhere,
and if they shot at you, they'd miss anyways. So you're good to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so what inspired you guys to do a 1920s noir book about a gangster who's haunted by a banshee, which just never happens all the time?
Yeah, really.
Well, I mean, like, so this is like an idea that I honestly had kicking around in my head since I was like really like young. I've always loved gangster films, and like I've had like kind of an interesting upbringing of watching a lot of old movies. So like I was watching a lot of movies with oh my God, Cagney and like other old kind of noir things. And in high school, honestly, was when I first came up with this idea. And then I gradually went on. I did a class with Ty Templeton, and that's where I met Todd. And I first kind of pitched this idea that I wanted to do like a gangster story, because I've always admired gangsters and loved them and like the aesthetic. And as it happened, Todd was just a huge fan of gangsters too, and we kind of bonded over that. And it kind of like took off from there. And you know, we like Todd always tells me to watch like movies. Like he was the one to suggest to watch like Miller's Crossing and other like classic films like that. And I was like, oh yes, I love these. So you know, that's kind of how it started, and then it just has gone from there. And you know, it's easy. I like writing gangster stuff, so
that's cool.
Yeah, it was bizarre because I remember, of course, you know, you get in these classes and you're kind of people ask, oh, what have you done? Can I see it? And he showed me some stuff, and the Tommy gun thing. I was like, that is so cool. And it stuck with me. And so when I went home, he had given me a copy of it and the picture. So I redid it in my style, like a comic book cover. And I brought it back to the next week to show him, and I was like, I hope you don't mind that I did this. You know, is that cool that I did this? And he was like, oh yeah, that's awesome. And then after that, it was like we talking more, and it's like, would you ever think of doing this as a comic? You know, and it just kind of went from there. So
yeah, I was over the moon when I saw Todd's drawing, because I draw in a very kind of like cartoony style, and it's just like, it's how I like to draw. But I felt like it never fit like what I wanted in my head. Right. And then Todd shows up with this picture, and he's like, I hope you don't mind. It's like, just did this. And it's like this awesome. It's this awesome like gangster like image. And it was like exactly like out of my head what I was picturing. And I was like, oh my God, like this is like the coolest thing. And I was like showing it to everyone. I was like over the moon. And like Todd and me just like went from there, like making stuff. So
yeah, it was neat. I forget what the first. Well, we did a couple of shorts together in the Toronto Comics, which is an awesome compilation all the time. And then we did the one. It was for a bonus, and that was our first Tommy gun. It was the black and white one. It was just a short story based in Toronto, and that was in the Toronto Comics bonus comic.
So this takes place in Toronto?
Yeah, it's like we never really 100% specify, but there's like definitely references, and like Prohibition did occur in Toronto and like kind of Ontario too, which a lot of people forget about, that it was legal to like produce like liquor here, right? But you couldn't drink it in like a bar or anything. So there were speakeasies here, and there were, bootleggers. So we wanted to throw a bunch of that kind of Canadian-ness into it.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I for some reason I always assumed it was in like Chicago or someplace in the States, but this is even better. Yeah.
There's actually what's the car you use, Todd? Because there's this cool thing.
Yeah, what was the name of it? It was actually built in Canada. The car that he's got. I think it was actually Steam. It was Steam Run.
Yeah. Which one?
Yeah, the yellow car there.
The yellow,
Name of it.
Yellow car. Sorry, that way.
No.
Yeah. I can't remember the name, but Todd did a lot of research into like just finding old, cool kind of like Canadian things, and that's like just he put the car as that, and it was awesome to see. So.
That was amazing. I'm just looking at this art. Even your roughs on this, it's a bit different, but fantastic. I mean, I always admired your artwork back in Sheridan. You were year 3. I was year 1 or something, 1 or 2 years behind you. But you and your brother, man, fantastic artists.
Oh, thank you. I remember hanging out the odd time, and you were working part-time as security guard for a while, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's the thing that has been beaten into me. I have to have a job, so.
Yeah. God. Yeah, I forget the name of it. There's a car.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Sorry, if I can find it, I'll let you know.
So it's a Canadian-made Ford or vehicle.
It is.
Huh?
Yeah. It was pretty cool. Cool to do.
Oh, right on. Yeah, this is the kind of artwork that I freaking love. It's totally amazing. And also, when you were doing all your promos for this, you had pictures of Nikki there for Halloween. Pictures you posted up. Him going down a barrel like for Niagara Falls when you previewed that.
Yeah,
amazing advertising.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a lot of that was just Todd coming up with cool stuff. He's a fan. I can't stress enough how great Todd's art is. So I mean,
oh, thanks, man.
It's right there. Here, I'm gonna duck for a while.
Yeah, that was actually. The background was taken off of an old shot of downtown Toronto. I was
wow. Was it really?
Yeah. I've got a book on old Toronto, so I was using it as reference now and then. Just not, total copy, but just trying to get something in there.
So right on. I did not know this. This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And your storytelling it's fantastic. It's just like storyboarding for a movie. I mean, I took your first page of the second issue. I copied that so I could show you, and you don't even need words to see what's happening here.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, it's funny. Like with Malcolm's writing, it's just it blows me away. This was actually one of the first pages we did for a story, the original one, and then we did the others. And then we went back and used this setup for the second issue. And so it's like, oh, awesome, because this is still one of my favorite pages.
Yeah. It's still one of mine. Just the shot of the car coming down the street at the start. It's like, oh, geez.
There you go. Establishing shot. Then we got what's happening inside, the look on their faces. So something's happening. And as that's happening, I mean, you could have dialogue or whatever while the car is still going. So, I mean, the cut in it makes it more dynamic and interesting. They're just having one still shot of 2 guys just looking at each other, 3 guys. It's pretty freaking cool.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was neat during working with Malcolm because his writing, it always blows my mind. And there's been so many times where he'll write a description for me, that's not going to be a caption or anything. But the way he writes it, I'm like, oh man, I can't emulate what you just wrote. That's got to be in the book. That's got to be a caption. So a number of times it's like, I just we would put it in there, and it's like, doesn't doesn't need a picture with these words, you know, like it kind of playing off each other's strengths a lot. So it is fun to do.
It's fun because like every time Todd comes up with an idea, like we usually just like we'll spitball and run with it. Like we'll try to come up and like collaborate on it. So it's not just like one person doing, I don't know, everything, you know?
Yeah, he'll like his the synopsis he sent, like right away I just get these visuals in my head, right? And so I'm gonna try and get something done this week and just some quick thumbnails to send to him, and hoping that will kind of spark something and just back and forth. So
that's pretty cool. And you've got issue 3 you guys are going to work on, right? You're going to do a Kickstarter for that as well?
Well, we want to. I guess
yeah.
The one thing with the Kickstarter was like, you know, we want to deliver like something that's quality, you know, and we didn't want to really like half-ass it, so to speak. We like, so when we were making it, there was a lot of stress for us on like, we wanted to deliver something that was good. And, you know, obviously like we didn't hit the exact target of like release. And then we were just like, okay, we need to make sure it's like done proper. We can't just like rush something out the door. So it was pretty stressful. We would like to do, you know, a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo again. We'll see what happens, but issue 3 is definitely going to happen like in any way. So
yeah,
well,
like issue 2.
The idea of putting people, putting people inside there, like that's a good way to raise money for any Kickstarter, because if you're going to have thugs being beaten up, well, why not just work with it? Have people you know or references, right?
Oh yeah. It made it harder because I'm trying to capture their likeness, and especially with you know, if they've got certain hairstyles and that, like a lot of guys kind of dressed up the part and sent pictures, and gave me like stern looks and that. But some did, they just kind of, it was like a quick selfie and stuff, which I could work, but you know, I'm trying to turn them in that. And of course they don't know that we're trying to put them in it instead of just their face. So it's like, I'm thinking, should I change their hairstyle to make it look like 20s? But if I do that, will they recognize themselves? You know, that sort of thing. So I thought, even if they got modern glasses or something, I'll just keep their glasses as they are. And so it was cool. It was good.
We've got a question from Nancy Schrock. If Tommy was a TV show or movie, who do you both see playing the lead?
Oh God, that's a good one.
Oh boy, I always pictured. Oh, I'm so bad with names. The guy that was on Game of Thrones, the bodyguard.
Oh, the guy who played Braun, I think. What is it? What is that actor's name? He's so
Braun. He's also in Ripper Street as well. Yeah, because he's
the Hound. Braun.
No, he's not the big guy. He's who's the little guy in Game of Thrones?
Oh, it's Jerome Flynn. That was his name.
Jerome Flynn. That's it.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, because
he would be a good one.
He's got the mouth. He's got the nose. You know, and you know, I don't think he's Irish, but he's English. I'm sure he can do an Irish accent, no problem.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Something like that, or there's probably somebody I'm forgetting on like Peaky Blinders or something like that, you know. Something like that too.
I see the odd MMA fighter. It's like, oh, he'd be perfect. You know? Broken nose and everything. So yeah, it's, you never know. Actually, my brother said a real good one, and no one would expect it, but would be there I go again.
Tom Hardy. He plays everything.
yeah, really. Oh, he'd be awesome. But the guy from How I Met Your Mother, Barney.
Really?
Barney, yeah.
Barney. Oh, what? Neil Patrick Harris?
Yeah, because if you really look at him, he's got that look. It's just he's always doing funny stuff, but he's got the jaw, he's got the nose, he's got kind of the eyes and everything.
That'd be an out of left field. Like,
that would be totally not what you expect. So.
Yeah, honestly,
he's an actor. Sure.
Yeah. if there was a TV or movie, I probably wouldn't be too picky. I'd just be over the moon that it'd be happening, you know?
Yeah.
So I'd just be like, yeah, sure, you're going to be, okay, let's go. Let's make it.
No, man, it's your project. You want it to come to life. So you definitely want to have the right person for it.
That's true.
True.
Because it's your vision, right? I mean, there it is.
Yeah, it would be neat. We'd like to try, approach the idea of like it being animated as well. So
yeah, with Todd coming,
I like the animation, but it's probably not too much for kids thing. Even though Nikki doesn't go shooting everybody. Because in that big bar scene that you had, you left some of us alive.
I did. Thought it'd be nice. Yeah, actually, there's like Netflix, and some of them are. I saw a big article, and it was they're saying cartoons aren't just for kids and comedy anymore. Like I think because of the whole quarantine thing, they're actually turning to it for drama and stuff. Ideas. So
yeah. So I mean,
look
if
at
there's
the newest,
anyone,
Harley Quinn, right? That's totally adult. If you've ever watched that,
yeah,
that's just it. It's like our Tommy Gun Banshee. It's there's guns and stuff, but it's probably nowhere near as violent as like some of the Marvel and DC stuff out there now. You know, it's we don't actually show them getting killed, and we don't have a lot of. You see some blood, but you don't see it happening. There's no like heads exploding or things like that. We kind of try and keep it just in case some kid picks it up. It's like, you know, if anyone's going to swear, it's just, you know, the asterisks and all the number signs and everything.
It also feels like that kind of makes me feel like old comics too, you know, like, you know, with the old comics code, like you couldn't show certain things, or, you know, horrible swears were like kind of asterisked out.
Yeah.
And that kind of fits the aesthetic a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I love James Cagney movies, and no one is like, there's no one bleeding from his head in that movie because you just couldn't do that back then.
Yeah.
It's like Marvel movies now, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Like, you know, when Black Widow fell, I mean, come on, when someone falls from that distance, you're not going to have a beautiful, perfect body there. It's probably more like a pancake, but
a pretty nice pancake.
It's gonna be like, ooh, yeah.
Yeah, that suit held her together pretty good.
Oh, right?
Oh God.
Like you had a moment in that comic book where you're telling the origin story, and the bodyguard, the big fat guy, was that based on anyone, by the way? Because it looked like you took a lot of detail into him. The tubby guy at the beginning who got shot was the bodyguard.
Oh, right. Where the
big baldy.
Yeah, where the bad guys came in. No, I just made them up.
Yeah, okay, at first it's like it looked like that was a scar. I'm like, oh, please don't let that be me. I'm not that fat.
No, that was fat.
But I've come to the point where, like, you know, if I put on a scar, you can't really tell because, you know, is it me or?
No, that's just the camera. The camera adds 20 pounds, he said.
But yeah, there was that moment after they found out he was still alive. He puts the tip of the Tommy gun right to the guy's forehead.
Right.
And of course, you cut away to other people's reaction, which is the perfect thing to do. We don't really need to see that.
No, that's just it. It's like
my imagination kind of did it for me.
Yeah. And part of me got it from Frazetta as well, like Frank Frazetta, believe it or not, because as barbaric as his paintings and that were, you never saw a lot of blood and stuff. As people reacting to being hit, but there was never like guts being strewn out or a head flying in the air. There was never any of that. It's like up to the imagination. So, and it's just,
They did that with, if you watch the animation, the DC animation, Justice League Dark, the Apocalypse War, they decided that they're going to show everything. Like there's a picture when they're going in the past that Starfire is ripped right in half and you see your body there. I'm like,
oof.
Wow.
Yay. I guess she's not coming back.
It's that type of story. I mean, like there's nothing I love like gory kind of comics and stories as much as the next person. It's just, I guess it just didn't feel like it was right for, you know, this type of thing.
Yeah. We're just more, it's like a comfort zone. Like, like I've got the collection of the old EC stuff, and those were pretty grim, which was fun, you know, but Yeah, it's just for the style of this show and storytelling. And Malcolm never wrote that stuff in either, so I never really felt the need to do any more. So it was so far it's been working.
Hey Malcolm, did you write my fight scene, or did he just said, all right, just do something with my character?
That was I think we had like a rough idea of it, but a lot of it was Todd. A lot of that fight scene was Todd throwing in stuff, and I kind of like in that bit tried to leave it to his own devices, because I felt like he has such a good like kind of like form like language of like, okay, if someone gets punched, they're gonna react like this. And you know, I haven't had many situations in which like I've seen people get punched in front of me, so I'm gonna trust the artist who has a knowledge of anatomy. You know what I mean?
I've been punched before, so I will not react.
Oh yeah, well, what about that guy that got kicked in the jewels? I mean, you really exaggerated that pose. Before it's like, ooh, yeah.
That was fun. Yeah, he was a big backer, so he had a few lines, and he was in it quite a bit. Did you notice yourself at the towards the beginning at the poker table?
I did when you mentioned it, because at the beginning I was slipping through it looking for the fight, right? So I kind of passed that. So I was playing cards with your dad?
Yeah, my dad's the guy with the brush cut there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Another cool thing. It was Todd came up with that idea too. He's like, if they're gonna be there for the fight scene, they should be there for the whole time.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh geez, okay, of course. That makes sense. Let's do that.
Unlike the DC TV shows, it's like, oh look, security's coming, and wow, now there's like 50 of them, and they're highly trained security, but they're always getting beaten by some girl in spandex. Who, by the way, has superpowers, but decides that they're going to go kung fu fighting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, like me being me, it's like, all right, now let's get back to business. I don't need to like waste my time. Like the Indiana Jones scene, right? It's like what really happened was he was going to have a fight with that big guy with the knife.
Right. Yeah.
In reality, they ran out of time because they spent too much time filming something else. So it's like he starts coming towards them, and it's like, boom.
Yeah. That's the best scenes. Yeah.
That's genius. That still holds up like today. That's an amazing scene.
It is. And that was all made because of they had to, right? It's a necessity.
That's so cool.
They hired this guy for the day, so might as well use him.
Yeah. For sure.
Just making it work.
Right, exactly. Some of these mistakes turn out to be great.
Yeah, I heard Harrison Ford again in Star Wars when he was going into the chamber, like to be frozen. Yeah. Now, you never know if it's true or not, but apparently when she said, I love you, he said something really romantic back, but
it didn't work.
He just said, I know, and it worked, but
yeah.
So
it's improvising on the spot.
I read the same thing. It didn't work as well. So he just said, I know. And they're like, all right.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So cool.
Similar to that captain thing with Tom Hanks, you know, and what was it called?
Oh,
not
Captain
Sully, but
Phillips, I think.
Yeah, Captain Phillips.
Yeah.
Where the guy comes on and he says, I'm the captain now. That wasn't written in. He just decided to improvise, and they're like, damn, that's good.
Some of the best sequences in like art come from that, of just like happy accidents, you know.
She's been watching all my shows. She's saying I'm looking dapper. So, yeah. That's because this is about gangster style comic book. Rat-a-tat-tat.
I should put mine on.
I should have brought a hat for this too. I only got my.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Can't see my eyes now.
I feel out of class now.
The camera is always in reverse, and I keep moving the wrong way.
Yeah, see, we're gangsters, but you're a gangsta.
Gangsta.
Yeah.
My hat's been better days.
Right?
Yeah.
So what was your decision to use newsprint on this instead of the regular comic book paper that people have used?
That was why don't you mention it, Todd? You really like newsprint.
Yeah, it was basically we just wanted that old feel, and we thought, well, someone's got to do it. So it took a while to find someone, and then it was like, oh wow, this is like almost fate, because the place that did it is just like not even a half hour north of me, like up in Gravenhurst.
It's even got that old comic book smell.
Yeah, that's just it. Like, it's a real printing press. I did the tour of it, and it's like the big rollers and everything, where they do the different colors at different times and stuff. And
yeah,
they've got like the pages are all on like this roll, giant metal roll that they do it and everything. So it was pretty wild. And it's what's one thing that's nice too is like it's all Canadian, like the printing, everything. They're a family run business for like 30 years doing newspapers and stuff. So with the way pulp's going, it was kind of nice to give them a wee bit of business, not a lot, but we've had a number of people ask us where we got it done, and I forwarded their info. Whether or not it's helped get them more business, I don't know, but they're really good, really top.
You did your part, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. We got a few people watching. If you guys want to ask these guys any questions about Tommy Gun Banshee, or if you know them, say hello. We'll put you up there. We'll give you a shout out. Even if you say I'm looking dapper, right? That had nothing to do with these guys, but gotta take it when I can get it, right?
Yeah. So I should have dressed nicer. Well, not used to being.
This was a last minute thing, right? I was looking for this, and then I had this in my black shirt. Like, let's put on the jacket. Okay, we'll probably need to put on the tie just for the effect of the gangster. And when I was doing the wrestling interviews, I got a green screen here, right? So sadly, my luchador masks I pick up in Mexico, when I put them on, they're kind of bluish green, so it's almost like I'm the Invisible Man.
Oh, right. Jeez. The green works well. It doesn't. I've seen some on others, and they kind of, people's heads and that kind of like disappear partially into the background, whereas yours, when I first saw it, I thought you were actually there. I was like, I wonder where he's doing this. Does he own a bar? What the hell? So,
that's right. With this green screen, I actually got a cool living room now.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really have it, but damn, I mean, who would know?
Yeah.
Right. Or I have my freaking evil Lair, right? If you really want, Yeah. See my little time machine over there? It's backwards, so I don't know what I'm doing. This one looks more like my Lair, except it's the Arrow K from, the Green Arrow from the Arrow series.
Yeah.
When I do wrestling shows, that's what I do.
Oh, that's cool.
This one obviously is awesome.
That's my favorite.
It is.
We're a little biased, but yeah.
Yeah. No, the bar is amazing. So cool.
Yeah, this one it is kind of noisy, but look at your art. Your art is just like fantastic on this. I just love it.
Oh, thanks.
And with that, of course, you sent these really cool things, which is just like that.
Mm.
A drawing so simple yet so powerful.
That one, I loved how that one turned out there.
Right?
Yeah, I enjoyed that one. I must have done at least a dozen versions, like different angles and things like that. And
Todd's like, he's very when he works, he'll do it till it's perfect. You know what I mean? So like for that one, there was like you said, a bunch of different versions, and I remember liking them all and having trouble deciding.
Right?
Radio play.
You three should do a radio play of Tommy just for a lark.
We're actually kind of playing with that idea. We know a guy in town that kind of does that.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the things with the whole situation, with the quarantine situation right now, is I have a lot of free time to just be in my basement. So I've mostly been spending a lot of it trying to write stuff and trying to think of like different mediums that could like work in the kind of like, if you can't see other actors or you have to like, do stuff differently. And so, yeah, a podcast or radio play, one of Todd's friends suggested it a while ago. And I started writing stuff for that. And so hopefully we'll do that eventually,
Yeah. And even, Malcolm had even thought of it before this guy came to us about it. And because we put like an ad in the issue 1 where we made up the ads, and the one was of a radio broadcast for it. So
yeah, and that was like we were just kind of goofing around at first with it, and then it suddenly was like, hang on, that could work. That could be fun.
It could be. Next week I'm doing an interview with a guy who does Jeff Burton. He does Aurora Man.
Oh yeah,
Aurora Man's great.
Yeah, he does a radio show as well.
Oh, nice.
If you guys could hook up or talk to him about what he does, that's a possibility. And this Sunday, I'm talking to a guy called Anthony DP Mann. He has his own audio studio, and right now they did the Return of the House of Frightenstein.
Oh wow, nice.
He's another possible contact. Yeah,
there's a I think there's in Hamilton. I think I'm not sure if it was shot there or not. Is that you mean Hilarious House of Frightenstein?
Yeah.
Yeah. The one actor that I forget his name played almost every part. There's a museum to him in Hamilton.
What was there?
A small museum. Yeah. I'd love to go check it out.
Well, we know Mitch Markowitz. I've ran into him a few times. He's the producer, and he also played Super Hippie on the show.
Oh, wow. Oh, God. Yeah. I remember that guy. Yeah.
He just teamed up with Anthony, and they did the Return of the Hilarious House of Frightenstein, which is an audio. And I'll be chatting to him Monday if you guys like tune in, or you can catch the show afterwards.
Yeah,
and we'll find out more about how you can find his find things about him. It's a plug for you, Anthony, if you're watching. If you're not, shame on you.
Sure. Actually, I just got to step out one moment, but you guys keep going. I'll be right back.
All right, cool.
Yeah, sure.
So. All right, I'll just boom. So it's just us two now.
Perfect.
Cool.
Okay.
So for Tommy Gun Banshee, as a writer, is that what you do, or you do other things, or?
Yeah. I guess I try to do a little bit of everything, but I'm basically a writer. That's the thing that I enjoy the most.
Some of your other noteworthy things you've done.
Well, I started getting into comics by doing the Toronto Comics Anthology. That's like kind of the class that I met Todd in, actually. That's where I also met Andrew Sullivan and the other creators of the Toronto Comics Anthology. And that's kind of where the project like started. And obviously it grew from there until they were doing an anthology like every year and stuff. So I helped edit the first few. And I had a story in several of them, and I like editing, and I like kind of like crafting stories, but like I always just come back to like I just want to be writing stuff, like it's fun to do other things, but it always feels like to me it's like it's a necessity to just get the story out,
Yeah. And with Todd, you're lucky because he's I think Sheridan helped them because they not only told most of us how to draw. I say most because I didn't go that well, but taught us about movie making, all right, and kind of like we're doing a movie, except you put it on paper. Right. And I think that's really helped it out, and it shows in his comics. And you've got someone really good right there.
Yeah. Oh no, definitely. I mean, one of the things with like comics is like as a medium, it's such a cool way to show like kind of like there's so many tricks and nice ways to show movement. And Todd, just the way he maps out like fights and other sequences, and like the way sometimes like he'll do a page layout and the eye will just like flow down it so nicely. And it's like, a lot of the time you don't notice that because it's like in the background, but when you like pay attention to it for a second, you're like, wow, that's some really good work there. So I don't know. Every time I do a page with Todd or we work on anything together, it's like a good time. I am just happy to have, that ability to see what's coming out of my head, like on page, and he does that so well. And yeah.
Right on. You working on any other projects besides Tommy Gun Banshee #3?
I am on my own. I'm doing some, like I said, podcast type stuff. I'm hoping to get a kind of like a narrative, kind of like weird, like audio podcast out like this coming month. So hopefully that'll come out and work out good. And I'm trying to use that as actually like a template for doing later on like Tommy Gun stories with Todd. Like, learn some stuff over here so that I can apply it better over here.
Yeah,
right on.
Yeah,
He's talking bad things about you.
Oh yeah, only the worst things possible.
Yeah, really.
People aren't really commenting on your show. They're just like making fun of me, like about my suit. Like I look like a mortician or Paul Bear. It's like, guys, ask these guys questions. They're making fun of me. I'll block you. Not really. No, I need the attention. I don't care, good or bad.
Yeah. One thing I have to say is a shout out to my wife Emily, because without her, we probably would have been even later getting it out, because she took over the coloring for me and the lettering. She did all the lettering.
Wow.
So
Emily's fantastic.
It was. I would do like the one page, and she would use that as a template for everything that followed it. So, and she even fixed some stuff. If I screwed up on some lines or missed things, she was going in and fixing it. And so it was.
I've got someone who proofreads most of my promos that I do, and sadly, I kind of posted this podcast, and she's trying to tell me change it to Timmy Gun, to Tommy Gun Banshee instead of Timmy Gun Banshee, because. Oh, you did?
I just thought that was a joke in the corner.
Yes, it was. It was a total joke. I was thinking Nikki and then Tommy. Yeah.
Timmy, so that's the version.
Yeah. So it's the Canadian version, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Timmy Gun. Nice, yeah. Yeah. Why are you talking to an Undertaker?
We're trying to get a good deal for our future.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's never too
early. COVID con.
Yeah, you never know. If Mike writes something and pisses someone off, you never know. We could be hit without knowing it. So
yeah.
So how can people order Tommy Gun Banshee if they're not in, say, Toronto, or like, how can they, get a copy? Because this is really good.
Yeah.
You got really good work. Like, I brought you on here because I want to share it. It's fantastic.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you. Probably the easiest way would be to contact us on our Facebook page. Mm-hmm. And we're trying to figure out a way to get like kind of an online shop or something up for it. But that's like the easiest way. If anyone wants any commissions or wants a copy of the comics, we can mail it out to you, and we can contact you through Facebook to do that. So
yeah, especially these days, just do the e-transfer thing makes it a lot easier. So
yeah, without we would normally say like, we'll be at conventions and stuff, but there's no conventions at the moment, unfortunately. But we're hoping that when, we all get the all clear that we can head back out, that we'll be going to more conventions and, like fingers crossed for like TCAF in the future and other things like that. But
sorry, were you guys booked out of many conventions before this COVID happened?
No. We tried for a couple, but
we kind of just were at this point where we wanted to get the book done, and we wanted to get that kind of, we didn't want to just keep showing up at conventions and being like, it's not done yet.
Yeah.
So we kind of hunkered down to do that. And then it kind of sucked because then like right afterwards, we were like, okay, it's convention season. And then stuff started happening, and
yeah, once we got it done, I tried getting into some places, but we were too late.
Yeah.
Well, it's too late for everyone. So, what you guys did was awesome, because, hey, if you made plans, you probably would have lost money on the deposit on tables and whatnot.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
True. It's kind of like a blessing in disguise. Yeah.
Yeah. The last one we did was the TCAF, and it was amazing because they changed it because they had so many people that couldn't get in, and was trying to get in. We were trying for at least 2-3 years and could never get a table. And then the last year they cut the tables in half, started putting 2 at a table.
Yeah.
So it was half price as well, but they had twice as many people there, and it worked out amazing. So
we got our friend Dave Dolman. He's in Alberta or Edmonton. He has what does it cost for a commission? Now I'm pretty sure you guys can, talk about it privately on Facebook if you want.
Yeah, I would say just give us a message. It really depends on what it is,
Yeah, it depends on like how many people in it. What's the action? Do you want it colored? Do you want it just inked? Do you want just pencils? Is it a
Sorry, I'm trying to move you guys around the screen.
That's okay. But yeah, just contact us is probably the easiest thing, and we'll set up something for you.
And Dave's asking for the contact link information. The information is scrolling on the bottom of the screen, as you can see. Instagram Blue Banshee Press, or on Facebook Blue Banshee Press.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool. Because I'm going to get a commission when this is done. Yeah. I'm in the comic book. I kick butt, and they got a back, which, I want a new cover done. And for those of you tuning in late, man, the Doctor gets his butt kicked, and well, he doesn't get his butt kicked. He almost kicks Banshee's butt.
Yeah.
It's like, right here, check this out. Yeah, dive across. Back in my younger days. And even had the evil outfit on, yeah.
Of course.
There's I wonder if anyone noticed the line I gave you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are not different, you and I.
Yeah. I think I may have written it wrong. I should have watched the movie while I was doing it. But.
No, you read it. I just didn't remember it right.
Oh.
We are not so different, you and I.
Yeah.
Such a nice touch.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, the one gentleman there with the mustache hiding behind the table with the gun.
Todd, can we get you to slide over because your name's covering your face?
Moving the wrong way. It's like
there you go.
Technology.
Yeah, sorry.
But he one of his hobbies was guns, and he mentioned his favorite gun was this I forget what it's called, like a P something 380 or whatever. But so I looked it up, and hopefully I got the right gun, but that's the gun I gave him in the comic. So it's like his gun.
I think I remember that. Yeah. I think you got it right, because I remember looking
I hope you noticed it.
I remember looking at photos of them at some point.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun to do. At the time, it was like, oh God, will they ever get? But,
yeah, but
well, I'll hook you up with a couple of people I know for conventions, and we'll see if we can get you out there.
Yeah, that'd be nice. If
you're willing to travel to places like Chatham, but
sure. Yeah, the farthest we've been so far is Winnipeg. We did Winnipeg.
Yeah, we did
a few years ago.
Winnipeg convention, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good convention. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
You guys received well?
Yes, quite well, and it was neat. A lot of places when they come by, and they say, "Oh yeah, I'm just lucky, and I'll come back later," and it's usually thanks but no thanks. In Winnipeg, if they said that, they did. Everyone that said, "Oh yeah, I'm going to come back on Sunday and get one," or "I'll come back later," every one of them did. So it was really cool.
It's cool. It's like Winnipeg's kind of like my hometown, so it's nice. I was born there.
Oh wow!
So it's cool that they came out. So
yeah.
Thank you, Winnipeg. Everyone from Winnipeg.
Yeah, everyone was nice, and met some people with tables from Mississauga and that too. So it was kind of neat.
Yeah, a lot of people are going with the new superhero type thing, like Aurora Man, Arca the North, Pitiful Human Lizard, which was fantastic.
Yeah,
Tommy Gun Banshee's, it's nice. I like it. I normally go for the superhero as well, but because of your art, it kind of inspired me, and the story just complements the art really well.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
Blowing sunshine up your butt.
Could use it.
One thing that a lot of people don't know about you tuning into Tommy Gun Banshee is that you, Todd, you worked on Tiny Toons. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah. Going way back, animating. Yeah, doing Buster and Babs and Hampton, Plucky Duck. Yeah, that was a fun show. That was a great show to work on. It's you don't too often get to say feel proud that you worked on certain shows, So just at least if it's your style anyway. So that was fun, and also did Darkwing Duck, which was a fun one as well.
Ooh, Darkwing Duck.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. A little depressing when I'm teaching now, and if I mention those, students have no clue what I'm talking about. So it's like, oh yeah, my parents, I think, watched that.
It's just weird.
Only wasn't that long ago. It's like 12 years ago, but they thought I was other students thought I was a student. Now soon as I walk in, it's like, sir, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
It's gone. It's gone.
It's just weird because I remember like watching like Darkwing Duck at some point as a child too. And so it's kind of like funny like seeing that sort of stuff pop up, and it's always cool meeting people who've done, you know, a show that you've watched or something like that. You get I get at least a little starstruck. So I was kind of freaked out when Todd mentioned that, and I said, what the, like,
wow. That was cool. So we knew him before. I knew him before he got the stuff. Like as soon as he left college, he was like good enough to get work animating.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Thanks, man.
And your brother as well, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. He's done quite well. He's done directing and stuff like that. He was out in Jordan for almost 5 years. Met the king and that stuff.
Wow.
Won awards at his studio, and he taught a bunch of them in the studio how to animate because they didn't know how to do it. And he worked on the new Pink Panther, and I think one of their shows won an award and stuff like that. So yeah, he's doing quite well.
Will you ever think of getting back into animation?
Well, I do storyboarding still, but as far as really getting into it, it would have to be like, I'd have to be like part of the idea. Like, for instance, Tommy Gun, definitely I do animation. Then I'd be into it. But right now, it's just work. It's just work.
Well, your storyboarding is awesome. I mean, anytime I think if you storyboard like you do Tommy Gun Banshee, then they're going to have fantastic product on their hands.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, the last couple of shows coming up look fun. So I'm hoping those will go.
Any hints on what they are?
I'm not sure. I think a couple of them are. It's like I just signed like NDAs, so probably shouldn't say anything.
Fair enough, man. It's your career on the line, and you don't want to get you in trouble here. Oh, cool. That's pretty good. It's great catching up with you and talking about Tommy Gun Banshee. Is there anything else you guys want to say to people out there, or?
I just like to say thanks to anybody who's, you know, read the comic and enjoyed it. Sorry it took so long, but you know, honestly, like I love making comics, and I hope that people got something out of it and had a good time reading it. So, thanks.
Yeah, and just same thing. It's just you know, heartfelt apologies for the delay. Hope you got it. There was a few places where we had to resend stuff because it never showed up, and so it's like making sure we get tracking numbers now.
Yeah. If anyone wants a copy or had an issue or something like that, just contact us. We love comics, so we'll be happy.
Yeah, everyone should have got theirs by now. So if you haven't got it, let us know, please.
Blue Banshee Press on Facebook, right? Or Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's written at the bottom there for you. Okay, thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
I'm gonna just stick around in the background because I want to commission with you, Todd. But I'm just gonna do a little like sign out to everybody.
Cool.
All right.
Thanks, man.
Guys, in a bit. Boom and boom. All right, thanks a lot, everyone. This is like the latest edition of Chatting with Dr. Stevel. Tomorrow morning, I'll be back with Sylvia Ward. She does EA parties, for it makes children's dreams come true. We'll be chatting with her about her business and the cosplays that she does. Oh, sorry. There you go. That's what I meant. Yeah, Sylvia Ward. And Monday I'll be chatting with. I'll do this again. I'm stalling because I don't have two screens. Okay. I'll be chatting with Anthony DP Mann. He's got an audio studio called Bleak December. He did most of the voices for Return to Frightenstein. And we'll talk about that and some of the other projects he's got. So thanks a lot. And if you got any questions, just send them over. Next week, I'll also be chatting with wrestler from Glow, Sunny. Sunny the California girl. We got it right here. So send all your questions for this show. It'll be next week, Thursday at 3 p.m. our time, 12 p.m. West Coast. All right. Thanks a lot, everyone. Goodbye and enjoy. Boom. End broadcast.